Okay, so I thought since I already have this 2046 apart, when I was cleaning the brushes the last time, I thought I'd go ahead and swap out the smoke unit for a modern smoke unit. As you can see, here's all the parts. That's the heating element, the wadding, the spring if you have the type of smoke unit that pushes the cam up inside this can to make it puff. Here's the lid. Here's the top washer here. So let's first of all, let's try and carefully, as careful as we could, take this old piece out. It's not an easy task. It's pressed in there pretty good. Let me see if I could just give it a little nudge here. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. There you go. That wasn't so bad. Yep, and there's the old element. As you can see, it's been through the mill. There's tons of solidified and hardened smoke pellets right there. That's what that is, all in there. So the first thing I try to do is get out all this old wadding. Like I said, I've done another video on this. You don't want to break anything. It's really in there. There you go. Look at that. One shot comes right out. All right. Then we're going to put this new wadding in. It's nice that they give you 3 pieces here. You can kind of spread it out. This part isn't rocket science. It's just something to absorb the excess smoke unit oil when you put it down into the smoke, the chimney, the smokestack. Okay, that's in. Now it's time to take off the old element. And the way they did this was one of the wires is just bent over the outside of the cone here, and it's just squeezed between the here. That's what creates the ground. Of course, this is the power. So let's see if we can get this off with not too much difficulty. All right. That looks like it's coming right off. Here's that. That's what creates the ground. That's all it is. It's just this piece here squeezed in between that housing right there. We might just leave that black ring, black felt spacer right on there, since it really doesn't do much except keep this, diverts the smoke into the right place. Okay. Okay. It's coming. So now we kind of carefully unsolder this soldering joint right here, because we want to keep as much wire as we can. So pull out the trusty soldering gun, give it a little heat. This is like 50-year-old solder. It takes a little while to loosen that up. There you go. Okay, so here's the old heating element. It's seen better days. So now what we need to do is take this little bit of bare wire here, because you don't have much. I want to clean this out a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to pause for a second. Alright, we're going to try and strip this wire just a little bit. That's got it. Okay, so now, I know, I need a new jar of flux. But that's the one I have right now, and that's what I'm using. Okay, so we have the element in place. I guess it's supposed to line up between these two fittings in here, like so. And then one comes out this way. I don't know if there's a difference between which hole the power or the ground goes out, but we're going to switch it around anyway. It just looks better to me this way. Okay. And there it is. It's in place. Now, here's the ground. And again, it really seems too long. It's going to just squeeze against this housing, which is grounded. But I think I need to cut some of it off. It's way too long. It's way too long. Let me cut some of that off. Okay. That should fold right up in there. See that? Right up in there. We may need the big pliers for this, to squeeze this in here. Nope. Maybe we could tap it with a little rubber hammer to get that set in there. I just don't think that's going to work. I think we're going to have to squeeze it so it's really flush against that. Okay. Now let's give it a whirl here. See if we can squeeze that in there. That's better. Okay, so now we got it in there. Of course, we needed to get the bigger hammer out. Okay, we're going to get our own shrink tubing. Still, these frayed pieces are really bugging me. I can't seem to clean this up too much. I don't want to cut the wire. Okay, that's a little better. Oh. Okay, that's better. That's better. So now we'll try this again. Put the shrink tubing over that so it doesn't short out on anything under the hood here. Okay. Get to try out my new heat gun for the first time. Unplug it. Okay. Find some liquid smoke. That's track clean. We don't want that. Here's some original cedar smell. So let's give it a couple drops. Let's see if we can get some power to this. And see if we get smoke. Let's see if that smoke starts coming out. I see smoke. There you go. And then when it's going down the track, this little will go up and down. Let's see if we can get it to go. Oh, what it is once you put on the eccentric drive rods, they will power this part here. This part in here that goes up and down. And that'll puff the smoke out. But for the most part, it's making smoke. Okay, so another little problem I found is that the little cam that drives the smoke unit pusher was not in place, so I had to take the whole smoke unit off the chassis and try to get it back on now. Something I really wasn't looking forward to doing, but that's what happens sometimes with these engines. You can't just do one thing. Everything's like intertwined, and they only can go back together in a certain sequence. Same thing like taking them apart. If you do it wrong, you just got to do it again. Okay, smoke unit's back on. The driving wheel is in there. Now I got to get the rods back in place. And I don't know if you could see it or not, but as this is going, this is going to be pushing this cam underneath back and forth. Well, that's the plan anyway. Okay. Let's see if we could do this without too much more aggravation here. Spacer, push rod, eccentric rod, screw and washer. Oh, and then this has got to go first, see? That's what I was talking about. This has got to go in here first. Okay, that looks better. That looks better. This looks all correct. Okay, man, what a pain. Looks like the whole smoke box is loose too. I mean the catcher. So I'm gonna see if I can get a screwdriver down in there, tighten these two screws up. Of course, I should have done that while I had the. Okay. All right, that did it. Okay. Well, that's not right either. It's sitting in there. Okay, that looks right. All right, let's get the body on. Let's get the shell on. Sometimes the simplest repairs or maintenance you want to do take a turn for the worse. Okay. Let's get the big screw on the top here. Okay. They all look good, right? They all look good now. Hopefully this smoke unit's gonna pump. Ground. There you go. Well, I'm going to call that a success. Let me see if I could hook it up for you one more time just to make sure you saw it. All right. Finish getting this body back on properly. The handrails in place. A couple of screws right there and we're all set. Thanks for watching. Okay, let's see how the smoke works. Okay,